Hey, welcome to Watchmen Waiting on the Lord. Today's video is important. All my videos are important, but I find this to be super important today. I believe my kidney stone passed. So that's good. That's a good thing that's going on in my life right now. I get them every few months or so, and I go through it for about a week or a couple weeks. Everything you see right now, all the videos you can see online of, people being murdered, women being dragged away, people beaten. I even saw, like, the last video I saw, it was last night, and my heart broke for some reason when, like, this is just the way people are. When you see a video of someone being killed, these images never used to be, like when I was growing up. I remember we used to look for videos of people getting killed. Can you remember anything called The Faces of Death? It was like a video that they outlawed, but people were still making it. It was just kids that just wanted to see these things, but now they're just everywhere. Can you imagine the kids today seeing this? So anyways, there was a video I just saw very quickly on a Christian site, and it was just, obviously it was Hamas taking it, and I think it was a friendly dog who was running up to them, because it didn't look like it was going to attack them, and then they shot at one of its legs and then the other, and then my heart broke right there. And I was like, in the midst of all of this, take a step back. Don't flood yourself with these videos. Did I flood myself with them? A bit. Am I going to stop? Yes. I think that's an important thing to do. I think that, you look at this, and there's a lot of things about this story. I'm not going to take... I think it's important for you to do this too. Take a step back as a Christian. Like, I'll always support Israel, but I won't support them if they're evil, right? And I won't support anyone if they're evil. I'm definitely not supporting Hamas, but listen, take a step back and look at the picture and wait for it to materialize. Don't you think that's important before you start getting really angry and agitated and so angry at the other side, listen to everything they're doing, jihad on Friday type stuff? I mean, that's obviously not good, but I want to be, you see in my last video, what's important to a Christian? What would Jesus Christ want us to do? He would want us to be, number one, praying. Number two, praying for the truth. But above all, to stay in the Word and to stay in the Word of God. Hey, if you want to go and you want to look at all these videos and you want to become desensitized to violence and all that, by all means go that way. But I don't think that's the right way. I don't think it's the right way. All that stuff that happened was really bad. I can look at things militarily because I've looked at the military for many years. And what happened it was fishy in the very least. And I think a lot of people are starting to come to that conclusion. I knew right away there was just something strange. How did Israel get attacked, and how are they left for 5 hours? 5 hours without a response in a place that's only like 125 miles long, in one of the biggest surveillance states in the world for security, of all days. It was the day after Yom Kippur or whatever. where they should, kind of be at their highest alerts. People say lowest alerts, but I say highest alerts, because they were attacked on that day. And I think they were attacked on that day, the way that it was conducted against them. It was like, maybe they'll expect on Yom Kippur and then they'll let their guard down, but we'll do it the next day. That's the kind of the way I see it. Don't be like everyone else. I'm gonna give you two videos. One video, it may be gone already, and this Christian video, YouTuber who edits his videos very well. It's called Truthunedited. I really like his stuff. Doesn't mean I agree with everything, but he's pretty on about a lot of things, and it's important to follow. I agree with him in the capacity of just focusing on God. I think that's what he wants to do. If you start getting in the group, you're going to be like a hive mind, and you're going to start getting angry, and you're going to start wanting revenge. You're going to start looking on TV, and you're going to start watching all the bombings and liking them. I have to admit, when I saw some of the buildings falling, I'm like, this is justice, and there has to be justice done. They hide their militaries under hospitals. They have to get them, right? Do they have to completely cleanse the whole place? I don't know. I just find it funny that they had a meeting on the 20th, the president and Netanyahu and Biden. Biden unleashes the sanctions, $6 billion. All of a sudden they're attacked. What I smell myself is a military-industrial complex. That's what I do, and that's one of the reasons I find. Just listen to this. Give me a sec. Listen to my analogy. Who stands to benefit the most from this? Could Israel let an attack happen? It also could be that they were betrayed from inside. So I'm not going to say what happened, but when there's something wrong, there's something wrong. In my view, it would be nice to see Iran overthrown in a way that they're not bothering the world, that they're not pushing death and terrorism on the world, because I know it comes from there. I would think that most of the Iranians don't want that kind of thing. And you got to consider on both sides, right? There's innocence on both sides, people just like you and me. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, think about this, okay? And think about Ukraine, and it's no different. And I wondered, were they talking about how much money they could make if there was a war? But you know what? There was already probably a war justified. You know that in Syria, you know that all surrounding Israel, there's just, especially Syria, and you think of that prophecy, right? Isaiah 17. They're building weapons, they're building caves, like there's weapons galore, like you can't even imagine. They're bombing them every single day, multiple times per day. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Then you know what, you have to look east. It's coming from Iran. I think that's where this is all going to come to. And so anyways, so think of this analogy, okay? Yeah, who benefits from this? There's a lot of weapons being pushed around, and people think Israel is so powerful. They're so powerful. They're so technologically advanced, and they have some very smart people. But without the United States, they couldn't do what they're doing. And you might say, oh yeah, they could. No, they can't. They can't. I know they can't. They're funded by them. They get a lot of their weapons from the United States. Now, picture the elite class, the people, Northrop Grumman, all those General Electric, all the weapon countries making weapons, the United States and Israel. Those people and the people who own those stocks are very, very rich. What do they want? What do they want? We already know they're very, very rich from all the wars, Afghanistan, Iraq, all of them, Ukraine. These people are getting very rich and they just want to get even more rich. So what do they do? What do you think they do in their spare time? Do you think that they're sitting on a couch watching Friends? Do you think they're doing that? Or do you think they're looking at their stocks and they're saying, like, we have to make this go up? Don't you think that's what their job is? That's what their job is. They have to push wars. And that's what they've been doing with the states. Think of the money that's going in the pockets of politicians. You wonder how many people are being paid off. So you understand you have to take a step back before you decide how much you hate somebody. It looks like Armageddon could be coming, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like Bible prophecy is being fulfilled. I do believe that 1948, when they came back, can a nation be born in one day? I believe that was fulfilled. I do. And I've heard a lot of people say it's really not, but I believe it is. Because they weren't there for almost 2,000 years. People looked at that prophecy and think about it, for 2,000 years, and they said, this is never going to come true, but it came true. It was the most unlikely event, especially after the Holocaust. And people say, well, it was men who did that. It's the Balfour Declaration. It was this and that. But what do you think? God doesn't just do it, through the wind. He uses people to do it. So that was fulfilled. So all I'm saying about this is I think what God wants us to do is focus on Him, focus on the Bible. You're going to get really, really burned out watching all this happen. I'm not saying don't pay attention to the headlines, but I am that person who has been there and been through all that and felt so tired at the end of the day from watching it. All right, what else was I going to talk about? Make your own decisions. I'm asking you to watch 2 videos at the end here. Please watch them both. If you want to understand Revelations and Daniel, watch what I'm going to show you here. It's called From America to Babylon, or Babylon to America. That's the prophecy I believe in. Don't shun it. Don't shun what I'm telling you. Watch the prophecy, follow it, and see if you believe in it. See if it adds up. For me, it adds up because the Bible is a Swiss watch, like a grand master Swiss watch that works in such magical ways. And there are mathematical formulas in there. God gave us some mathematical formulas that you can calculate, right? You know them. And if you don't, watch this. And then, so there's that. And then please watch Truthunedited, and it will say, it's called, he said he was going to take it down. I asked him not to in a comment, because I think it's important for people to see this. So what else? There's 2 more things I wanted to talk about. Please watch both of them because they will help you. And if the Truth Unedited isn't there, it means he pulled it down. I haven't checked yet. I believe America to Babylon will change your life. This guy did a very good job on this. Um, and I'm going to read part of a prophecy to try to make you understand part of Revelations. How was I going to talk about? Yes. When I first started making videos here, and hey, listen, you know what? I may get 25, I may get 100 views. That's not a lot of views for a YouTube channel. And you know what? I don't care. I'm not searching for that kind of stuff. Maybe I kind of was at the beginning, and I don't care. What matters to me is that when I go to heaven, that someone walks up to me and says, "You're the one you're responsible for me getting here." That's what I care about, and to bring obviously a person to God. That's all that matters to me. And when I first started making this, I started making videos like, you know, the rapture is imminent, this, imminent, that. And to be honest, I didn't feel so comfortable with the rapture, and that's why I think a lot of people don't listen to me. Well, it's because I don't go by the news. I started this channel. I could do it if I want. I could keep up with the news. I can do that every single day, just like the other watchmen. But like I just kind of felt tired in it. I'm too sick, and I don't believe in the pre-tribulation rapture, and that's why a lot of people unsubscribed. That's why I think, anyways. When I said that, it went way down. How many people would, you know, like take channels that have 60 to, let's say, 500,000 subscribers? If they suddenly came to a knowledge of the truth that there is no pre-tribulation rapture, do you think that with all the money that they're making, you know, because you see a lot of these people are making money. I don't like that personally. Do you think they would suddenly stop and tell their crowd that I don't believe in it anymore and I believe this? That's what I did. I'm not saying I'm special for doing it. I'm just saying I felt that theology was so confusing, and it just wasn't biblical, and there was so much cherry picking, like take this, take that over here, take that, then slam them together. It just didn't work. I don't believe in it, but I love every Christian. I have to say that. You know, it's like God isn't the author of confusion, and that's personally all I found. I got a lot of messages in the beginning saying, you're a false teacher. I didn't get a lot of those, but some people said that, and it bothered me. I'm like, well, you know, it's not biblical. And then I really started to look into it and asking, you know, like, what is this? Pardon me a sec. And so God did reveal to me that it isn't biblical. Harpazo, take us. I think there's too much writing on that. It's my biggest hope. Listen, I suffer with 4 intractable, very serious pain disorders, very, very painful pains. And I can't wait for that day. And I'm hoping that he'll just hide me. And I've seen that. I see that in Zephaniah. I think it's Zephaniah 2, verse 3. I'm not sure. That in the day of the Lord's anger, you may be hidden. I don't know what he's going to do. But you just have to trust in that, right? What was the last thing I was going to talk about? Yeah. I'm going to read part of Revelation here, and I made a video earlier about this, and I'm not the best person to explain scripture, as I've been reading it for about 4 years. I've been studying it for about 4 years. I knew the Bible before that, but not like now. I'm not the person to explain it perfectly. Just give me another second. Sorry, it's my stomach. Okay. The two witnesses. So this is Revelation 11. Not Revelations, it's Revelation, by the way. Because there was just a revelation, right? The two witnesses. This is important. Then I was given a reed. Okay, well, actually, I'm going to tell you first. I believe the two witnesses are the Old Testament and the New Testament. I don't believe it's a person. It just doesn't fit with me. It just doesn't seem likely that Moses, Elijah, or whoever would be. I don't think that's it. I think the Old and the New Testament are perfect because they were made from God. They're holy. You really have to look into this and ask yourself deeply, could the two witnesses be the Old and New Testament? Wouldn't that make sense? I was given a reed like a measuring rod, and the angel stood, saying, "Rise and measure the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there. But leave out the court, which is outside the temple, and don't measure it, for it has been given to the Gentiles, and they'll tread the holy city underfoot for 42 months. And I'll give, okay, so let's stop there. 42 months. That's, I think that's 3.5 years, okay? Now, what's important to know is that in Ezekiel, I don't know if it's Ezekiel 4, I'm reading Ezekiel right now. It's either Ezekiel 4 or Ezekiel 8. It tells you that in prophecy, a day, what is it? Sorry, now I'm getting this mixed up. A day equals a year. So when they say it's a day, it equals a year. So listen to this, 42 months. 42 months is how many days? So there's always mathematical formulas in this type of, there's a lot of them throughout the Bible. There's 1260 days, which I think is 3.5 years. So immediately, you know, the principle is change a day to a year. 1260 days is 1260 years. Okay? And just keep that in mind. And I'll give power to my two witnesses, the Old and the New Testament, that they will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. So first of all, you have to figure out when were these 1,260 years, and that's why you have to watch America to Babylon. You have to watch it to understand fully. So, so you're going to ask, how did I get the 1260? Because if I do that on a calendar, that doesn't add up. But when you change it to from the Gregorian calendar to the Hebrew calendar, there's 30 days in a month in the Hebrew calendar, and so that adds up to 1260. Then you convert it to 1260 years. When did those begin? So officially, the Roman Empire, like the Vatican, Pope, their official date when they became a power, I can't remember perfectly from memory, but I think it's 538. It's 538 or 598 AD. and that power was ripped away and taken away in 1798. So it started in 538. Do the math. 1260 years. Add on to that is 1798. What happened in 1798? In 1798, Napoleon got one of his top generals. His name was General Berthier. He didn't like that the Pope was ordering them to do whatever it was they were doing, and he said to go and arrest the Pope. And so that's what they did. They went and arrested the Pope, and they put him into exile, and I believe he died, and that marked the end of the papacy. Now the papacy was evil, right? You know this. How many people died? Like 60 million people? I think it could be more. They burned people at the stake. They did all types of stuff. This Pope and the Pope now does not represent real Christianity, and I think you know that, especially right now. They did that for 1260 years, and it ended in 1798, and the proof, you can look that up. They arrested the Pope, and that ended their ecclesiastical power. Pardon me. So for those, so that's why it says, and they'll prophesy. Wait. They'll tread down the holy city underfoot for 42 months, and I'll give power to my 2 witnesses that they will prophesy 1,260 days. Clothed in sackcloth. Why are they clothed in sackcloth, you might ask? Because the Bible was suppressed. Do you get it now? It's not Moses, it's not Elijah clothed in actual sackcloth. You don't take all these things literally all the time, right? These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands standing before the God of the earth. And if anyone wants to harm them, fire proceeds out of their mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone wants to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. These have power to shut heaven so that no rain falls in the days of their prophecy, and they have power over waters to turn them to blood and strike the earth with all plagues as often as they desire. It sounds like the Bible. It sounds like the plagues in the Bible. I can't see God bringing people back like that. Anyways, I just wanted to share that, and I think it's very important for you to watch America to Babylon. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just remember, my message at the very beginning of this video is we're all Christians. We should all love each other. And you know, a lot of people debate and say, you know, they put bad messages on your videos, whatever they do. But when it comes down to it, when the world turns to hell, those people are going to be your friends. So just remember that. Thanks for watching this video.